Welcome back to another forum. And I got my man, the Hawk here. And we're in part 3 of really just talking about, I forgot to bring the book for really the book, Gaikokujin, the second book, Gaikokujin-The Story of when, after a really traumatic fight with my father at the end of book 1, I go to basic training, battered and bruised, more on the inside than the outside. So I was fighting a rebel without a cause from the street, a petty criminal, really trying to, what I consider get respect. You know, the way that young kids, even now, I still think do. You think you have to show yourself in some kind of street way. So I was fully into that mentality. I remember a guy at the course used to say, it's all about what you say, the getting jade, paid, and laid. And that was the law. Like if you weren't doing those 3 things, then you wasn't credible, you wasn't worthy, And so the theme of this is I went into basic, and this is covered in part 1 and part 2. And just as a quick summary, if you haven't seen them, is I went in and I met this brother, and this was really in the reception station, I think, and I noticed right away, now we're both 18 years old, 18, we're both out of high school, but, and he was a cool dude, and I thought he was real country back then. I remember that, we used to make jokes about it, but, aside from that, I noticed, we had a lot of things in common, but he was going about everything different. And so I was like, I wanted to know why. And in one of the preceding videos, I don't remember this, but so I know I remember seeing him and I wanted to talk to him, but we were in 2 different squads. And I don't know if you remember, I used to line up in your squad for like the first week.
Yeah.
I just was doing whatever I just do whatever I wanted to do. I'm lining up, this is my boy, I'm lining up with him. And they didn't really know who was who. And then I remember because guys in your squad were like, "Are you on our squad?" Or I was like, "Well, not anymore."
Yeah.
They made me get back in my squad, which was the second squad.
Right.
But I was just doing whatever kind of what I wanted, and I was paying the cost. Like I was paying the cost, and it really was the first miracle in succession was just the fact that I got through all this, and I didn't do it based on my cleverness or my wit. I did it because really what I think was, I don't know, you call it karma, fate, whatever you want to say, whatever my role is in the universe, it just intersected with a lot of other people, just like everyone else. But mine, for some reason, I was used as a catalyst because, I feel like I was a victim of circumstance, like I was Mr. Magoo. And so it was meant for me to get through it. It was meant for me to get through. And for several reasons, and hopefully some of that will come out. But the 3 big things that remain about basic training I really want to cover is we were cut off in part 2 right before we were going into B.R.M. And B.R.M. stands for Basic Rifle Marksmanship. And as I stated before, in any brand, well, I don't know about the Air Force or the Navy, but the Army and Marines, definitely, if you can't shoot a weapon, you can't do anything, no matter how high tech your job is. You have to be a soldier or a Marine first. So we were going to B.R.M. This is about maybe 2 weeks into basic, maybe 2-3 weeks. What do you think?
No, it's like after about a month and a half.
Oh, really? It was about
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not a month and a half because that's boot camp is always over. Maybe like after about a good 3.5 weeks.
Okay.
Like right in the middle of boot camp.
Okay. But I remember them they were like, "This is it. If you can't shoot, you're out of here, no matter, And I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna be able to shoot no problem because not that I ever shot a weapon, but I used to read books about it. I used to imagine it. I just couldn't imagine me not being good. So we go into it, and as I stated in the last video, I was really, really not distinguishing. That sounds like it's positive. I was really standing out in bad ways, in negative ways, calling attention to myself. And one of the really bad ones, we were actually going into our first class to learn about the rifle. Before you get to look at it, they teach you all about it. and I snapped and really got real snooty with the drill sergeant in front of everybody. And he, if you want to see the details, look at the last video. But the thing that really stands out is I really snapped on him in front of everyone. Usually I would get punished, push-ups, they make me do all kind of stuff. And I was used to it by now. And I was just tired of sitting there. I didn't really mean anything by it. I thought I was still a boy acting like I'm talking to my uncle or my father or somebody. And I wanted to be punished. And he just looked at me. This is a white man, and he was a suspected white supremacist. What do you think? I think he.
Nah, he wasn't no suspected my ass. It was confirmation, it was a done deal, man. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a big 6 foot. According to Hawk, he was about 6'6". I give him 6'4". I give maybe he was 6'5". You're right. Maybe he was up there. Long neck. He looked like a redneck. If he wasn't, he looked the part. And anyway, after I snapped on him in front of everyone, he just looked at me. He didn't look angry. He didn't look nothing. And he just gave the signal for everybody to go into class. And we all stood up and went into class. And I remember I was like, wow, he ain't gonna do nothing. Now my 18-year-old immature behind was like, I knew he was a punk. He's scared. And what I didn't know was really that he signed my death certificate, because another key factor is we had 3 drill sergeants. There was a black drill sergeant, and 2 white drill sergeants. The black drill sergeant, which I've also said I noticed in basic, that at least, especially in the beginning, it was really only the black or the melanin rich, the colored drills that would address me. The white drills wouldn't talk to me. Even when I was messing up, they almost like, can you get your boy? Can you get your boy? And I noticed the other way around, it was the white drills that were addressing the white guys. The black dudes would still do it, but you could see that this was part of their plan. And probably because to avoid cultural misunderstandings and these things, especially when you're first coming off the block. But the black drill sergeant, he was on me, he wasn't no joke. Sergeant McDowell, his father passed away, so he had to leave. And when he left, myself, as a distinguished member of the city crew, and it's also important, we didn't name ourselves the city crew. The drill sergeants named us that. So as corny as it sounds, just so I want to make sure I get that out there. But guys that thought they were cool, we were all from urban areas. Well, I was really from the suburbs, but I was fronting. But we thought we were tough, and we were actually making jokes about how we were going to take over. Like just think about that we were going to take over and do what? But we didn't. That's what we were thinking. The next day, there was a Filipino drill sergeant. His name was Drill Sergeant Asuncion. Respect to him, big respect. He came over from his position in the 3rd platoon. I'm in the 2nd platoon. He's not even my drill sergeant, technically. And he walks over in the morning and just comes over and just, you think you're going to do this, that? I don't know if he heard us saying it, if he intuited it. I don't know, but he knew exactly what we said. He didn't say it verbatim, but he said it in substance. And he was like, let me tell you something. If you think and he just really was on me. And I was just like, yo, and then he walks away. And from that moment on, he had really declared what he was going to do. And he really followed through. Your thoughts on B.R.M. or anything I've said?
No, I remember when we went out there and everything, and the whole week you shot like shit. I was like, damn, and like you said, they would go, your ass was out of here if you didn't qualify. And I was like, at this time you and I had to, establish a good relationship. We was cool, like brothers and stuff. Everybody used to, say we looked alike and everything. So I was like, damn, I don't want my brother to get sent home. Yeah. And then this fool turn around and shoot like,
okay, no, you're jumping. No, don't go that far. Don't go that far yet. Don't get that far. I want to get a few more details, because I didn't realize exactly what happened, honestly, until I wrote the book. Mm-hmm. To be honest, because you're so caught up, I'm so caught up in it. All I knew was at the time, we had to zero our weapons.
Right.
When you zero, you have to be able to shoot within a small space, right? And I was able to do that, and then from that, they take that measurement and then they adjust, they calibrate your sights. You have two sights on the M16.
Put your dope on your weapon, right?
I'm sorry, say again?
Put your dope on your weapon, as we called it.
Okay, yeah. And they align your sights, and so your weapon literally is calibrated for use. If you're somebody that's close to the same size, you can use it easily. But if someone was a lot shorter with shorter arms or whatever, their sights are going to be different than the sights on your weapon, right? And this guy he's a not only did he do Army training, he's a Marine veteran. He did a career. So if I say anything wrong, for my little stint, let me know. But
no, that's correct. That's correct.
So the long thing I wanted it's a long story. Forgive me for speaking so much, but after we got our weapons zeroed, calibrated, after that, I never hit anything. I mean, I wasn't even close for the entire week. And so I started complaining. I was like, yo, something's wrong with my weapon. And first I went to my drill sergeants, and they were like, ain't nothing wrong with your weapon. You just can't shoot. Sit, be quiet, And I guess, the way I look at it, this is something that they do. This is a policy that they do. Something you want to say?
And I remember too, and you correct me if I'm wrong, that after like the second day when you were having problems not hitting the target, Staff Sergeant Assumption had came over, and he was like, "What are you doing, Howard?" He's like, he actually was down in the fighting hole, which fox, what you call it?
Foxhole.
What we call it? Yeah, foxhole in the Army. And he was telling he was trying to calm you down and talk you through it. And he was still, even he shot, I believe, and he wasn't hitting that.
No. Yeah. He ended up shooting my weapon, but it wasn't that soon, because I think that's where the protocol thing was in the beginning, because he wasn't my drill sergeant.
Right.
So he wasn't really allowed to be messing with me like that.
I know, but I'm saying he did come over.
Yeah,
I remember,
he did, but it was at the end. It was at the very end.
Okay. I thought it was earlier on.
Yeah, because like I said, because you weren't, I was traumatized by this, because I was the whole week, I was like, yo, and I think what happens is, now I'm making this part up. I think that this is what they do to get troublesome privates they want out. This is something they've probably been doing since time immemorial. And but me, I just kept on saying something. And they were like, it got to the point, because I complained to every drill sergeant. And they were like, you drop. Every time I said something, they would just drop. And I'm sorry, I said drop means get down and do push-ups.
Right, beat your face.
Right. And they wouldn't even listen to me. As soon as I said something, drop. Because one time I was going to say something else. And I was like, I'm not even talking about this. And then, I'm going to recover. What? And then I said what I want to say. And then I said the rifle thing. And then he told me to drop. But I was just like, no, there's something wrong with my weapon. There's something wrong with my weapon. And then, so let me get where he's at. So I went through the whole week. Every lunch, dinner, these fools are like, yeah, I hit this, I hit that, I hit this. And then they look over at me, and I'm almost about to cry. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I'm going to get kicked out. I had a whole week to think about this. And not only that, they have these rehabilitation classes for anybody who's failing, and they embarrass the shit out of you. And when everybody else is resting, everybody was sitting around. Okay, all the flunkies, who can't. They have all these, and they make you, and it's not even a real class. They just clown you. You suck because, and everybody can watch, and they're laughing at you. So your status goes down. They just drain you of confidence, of self-esteem. And for those of you who think, oh, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. But they just wear you down. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Yep. Remedial marksmanship training classes.
Man. Okay, so now to get where he was at. So we're on the day, literally. Okay, so during the week, I got to the point where I said, no one's going to listen to me. I have to do this myself. This when, you become religious. You start praying. You know, okay, God, listen, okay, I know I've done things bad. He's doing all that. And I can't just give up. So when I would shoot, I would actually look where the dirt was flying up. And I was trying to calibrate my weapon. I really thought I could get so good where I could just shoot whatever to the left and I could know where it was going to go. Now, even then, I still didn't think there was any foul play involved. I just didn't know what to I didn't have time. I just was like, I got to get good. Nobody believes me. Nobody believes me. And I'm starting to sound redundant. Even Jackson wasn't even trying to hear me no more. He's like, no, okay, bro, we ain't trying to tell you about that, man. You know, figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Figure it out. You know, and so we get all the way to the day before we're going to qualify. And I don't know, this is either a week or a week and a half or two, I don't know, but it's, you know, the last day. And we're in the foxhole, and I was like, okay, I mean, in my dreams, I was dreaming I was hitting the targets, dreaming. And then we get into for the final practice, and I'm like, I'm going to be able to hit him today. I'm going to be able to hit. I was really, really, 18, I'm optimistic.
Right.
I really was optimistic. Man, I didn't hit any targets, and they had me on I was on the last what do you call them? The last
detail,
or the last I was the last fires. I forgot the last wave of fires.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody was done. He's like, everybody get out the foxhole and lined everybody up. I couldn't get out the foxhole because I was crying, and I didn't want y'all to see I was crying, And that whole pride, and I was just so frustrated because I can feel it now. Because I go back into that moment,
right?
And I was like, no, and I was just getting mad, yo. And I write this in the book, man. Asuncion comes walking up. All the drills left. They left me. They were like, nobody had felt sorry for me, nothing. Because they all knew I was going to get kicked out, and I needed to be kicked out based on let me also say that, like, I earned this. We could say it's racist and whatever. I think that played a part. Like they didn't, like Terrio and them, the white boys, they didn't see me as their younger selves. Where Asuncion and McDowell, they saw me like themselves.
Right.
So that part was racially based. But Asuncion comes walking them. Now I don't know this at the time, but he knows all this. Right, but I guess he decided he was going to do something. He was like, he watching me suffer the whole week, and I guess because he had already told me, "You're my responsibility." He said that to me before this occurred, and I guess it played on him. So he stepped over the line. He stepped over the line. He comes waltzing up, man, and he says, "So all ready for the big day tomorrow?" In a real joyous voice. He knows what I'm going through. And at that moment, I lost it. And I just started cursing him out. And I was like, motherfucker. I couldn't say the F word enough. He just came from, I was so lividly mad. And I took it out on him. If y'all would have heard what I was saying, they would have had to kick me out. Because I lost all my military bearing. I was like, mother, this mofo, that, you effing F you, let's fight. I wanted to fight him. And I'm like, yo, because I had to get it out. I'm gonna come out this foxhole, all right. I'm gonna come out this foxhole.
Yeah.
He literally got down on the ground, jumped on and grabbed me, and didn't let me out the fox, because he knew if I was out the foxhole, he wouldn't be able to, he had to fight me then. I was gonna fight him. It was done. I'm getting kicked out. I'm going out with a bang. I hate you. I hate all these. I'm gonna go out with a bang. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I had clicked. I had clicked in my mind. I blacked out. And he held me down. Literally, he grabbed my shoulder. He said, "Calm down, calm down." He totally was severe. Calm down, calm down. And he said, "I know something's wrong with your weapon. I know. Just calm down." And then he started cursing me out so that everybody else could hear. No, actually,
I remember that. Yeah. No, you're right.
No, actually,
I
he
forgot
started
about
yelling
that.
at me. No, he started yelling at me too, so he could drown me up my cursing. He was like, we were effing back and forth, and then he got down and said, "Calm down, calm down."
Right.
And he spoke to me in a totally different voice, and it penetrated whatever was going on. And I was just like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "Okay, get out the fox." Then he got in the foxhole. He took my expended magazine out. he took a magazine out of his cargo pocket and put it in. Now that's against the rules. Remember, because every bullet is accounted for.
Right.
Nothing's unaccounted for, but he had some rounds. He put it in mine, and then he shot. Boom, boom, boom. And everybody turned. I mean, everybody turned around because they had already said ceasefire.
Yeah.
The guys in the towers run everything. Not even the drills can do anything. So he's breaking protocol here, folks. He's breaking the rules. And the drills, and he shot too, and he's laughing and telling jokes. Now, the way I see it, I want to talk to a drill about this. I think his career was on the line but he's laughing. You never would have known it. He was laughing and joking. He telling jokes about guys in the unit. And he's like, what he said, boom, he said, man, for once, your dumbass you actually said something right. There is something wrong with your weapon. Then he takes out it looked like a screwdriver or something. Right?
Was it cleaning rod?
To calibrate the weapon, whatever they use to turn the
okay. Like the front sight post?
Both of them.
Yeah, well, I know the front sight post, we used to use a nail. I'm pretty sure it was a pin or a nail or something to make it go up or down. Yeah.
But my point,
the windage on the back. Yeah.
So he planned on us. He had everything on him. They don't just carry that around with him. You know what I'm saying? And maybe they do for that in B.R.M. Maybe he would have had him. Anyway, but he had everything. He takes it out. He readjusts my sights. Then he shoots again. Boom, boom, boom. He said, okay, you should be good to go now. And I was like, okay, just let me, okay, can I shoot it? He was like, no, at ease. He was like, he knew what I was going to ask. I'm like, I got to shoot it once.
Right.
Like, I don't know how it works. I don't trust it yet. But he was like, he couldn't let me do that, though. He couldn't go that far. And he just said, he yelled at me real loud again. And I could tell now it was the fake voice. And then he spoke to me in his real voice. He said, tomorrow, he said, just shoot center mass. He said, and you'll be okay. And then he got out the foxhole. Oh, no, we were already out. I was already out. He gets out the foxhole. He looks at me and he smiles. Good luck. Good luck. Because that's all you can say. He was like, yo, I'm giving you your chance. I'm giving you, this is all I can do. This is all I can do. Right. And then he starts yelling at me again. And I'm real confused. I'm like, I'm not even hearing the insults. I'm just like, what just happened? And he brings me back. And I don't say nothing to nobody because I'm just in a daze. You remember, like 5 minutes before, I was crying, trying to stop crying. So my face is all messed up and nobody's saying, because everybody thought I was crazy anyway, right? Everybody treated me like I was kind of crazy anyway. So I didn't really talk. I didn't tell you none of this, did I?
I seen it all. I don't remember you telling me.
Yes, yeah, I didn't talk about it at all because I didn't know. I mean, up until the time we were going to go shoot, I still was like, nah, I'm going to try to shoot to the left or the right. I don't. How can he do it? He's not my size. He can't do it. How could he calibrate without me testing me on it? I didn't trust him, and I didn't trust him. But all night I'm going through this in my mind, all night, until I got right to the actual place. And I think I shot early. I think no. I shot second to last. And all wave after wave is going. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And like I said, I talk about spirit. Yo, right before it was the time, I heard a voice said, just shoot center mass. Stop making it. This is the only chance you have. You didn't hit nothing doing your little policy. It didn't work.
Kentucky windage.
Yeah. So I get down there and was like, that's all I could do. Yo, the first target is like whatever the 25 or 50 meters or whatever the closest one was.
50, well, I think it was.
Yo, I shot that thing and that thing went down. Yo, you have no idea. Right now, I'm getting ready to cry. Now I was like, oh my God, it went down. Now I haven't seen anything go down all week. This is the first time I hit anything. And yo, I just started moaning. Boom, boom, boom. Yo, I was like, yo, I'm telling you, I could have shot I could have shot a flea off the back of a tick that day. Yo, Rambo, nothing could have came up that range. Nothing. I would have killed anything. I could have shot like, yo, I was so, because I had been doing it. I had been practicing more than everybody else in my mind with that winded shit all week. I had been practicing in my mind, and I finally got a chance. And anyway, the only target I remember missing is the I think it's 300 meters.
Right. Yep.
Because it's so far away. And I remember Terrio, now, as much as he hated me or wanted me out, I remember him, but he was a good old country boy, and I was paying attention when I couldn't shoot. And he was like, you got to tilt your weapon up, because the parabola, the gravity starts taking over and the bullet starts coming down the round. Even when I say bullet, it's just a civilian. But and I remember the first one I missed, maybe two, whatever ones I missed, it was those. And I remember that it came up again, and I hit that bad boy. I saw it because it take boom, and then it falls, right? And when that thing fell, man, son, I'm telling you, I was just clang, 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 clang. And I was like, when it was finished, I was like, I think I passed, because all I wanted to do was pass. I wasn't thinking about. I was talking about surviving. I was trying to survive. And we got out of the foxhole, and I was numb all over. I was numb. I was sweating. I was all sweaty, and everybody walked away from me. Nobody came near me, because I think when the first one I hit, I remember somebody was like, "Yo, he hit it," and he got at ease, and everybody had to get quiet after that. And so and they saw I was moaning. They were like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
So I get out the foxhole. Nobody says nothing to me, and here comes he come again, sauntering up, and he's like, "Well, I'll be damned." I should have had it from the book, because I have it exactly from the book. But he said something to the effect. I have the exact quote, but he said something to the effect like, yeah, whatever I shot, it was expert, right? And it was expert's the highest. Then it was what is it, marksman, and then sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter's middle. Sharpshooter and the marksman is the lowest one.
Sharpshooter second.
Because that's what I shot.
We're gonna get to that in a minute. And I get out the foxhole, and everybody walks away from me. So I'm thinking, did I fail? Because that's how they treat failures, right? Everybody just turns their back on you. You're like what do you call them dudes in the Bible with all the skin disease?
A leper.
A leper. That's how they treat you, like a leper. And Associate comes walking up to me, and he was like, yeah, that was all right. That was all right. he said, but I always said they need to make, whatever I shot, 37 to 36, whatever it was, 36, 37 should be expert, not 36 or whatever. And I was like, expert? I'm like, I shot expert? And he was like, damn. Amro. He was like, I know your dumbass couldn't read, but you can't count either. He just jokes. He's like, and I was like, oh my God. And then he said, then I looked away. And then he looked back at me, and he used that other voice again. And he said, congratulations, soldier, and put his hand out and shook my hand. And that was everything. That was everything. And as soon as he did that, then everybody, all y'all came up, yo, you came up and congratulated me. And you know what Hawk said to me? Now this is where you go, and we gonna end it. You said, "Oh man, you just got lucky," and I was like, "Damn." You ain't happy? He said, "You just got lucky, motherfucker."
No, the reason why I said that, because I was happy for you, but I was mad because I shot marksman, and then I was like, this dude didn't hit nothing all week. I was glad you made it. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah, I know.
No, your ass, you was not humble when you got out that fire hole and you found out you shot expert. you let everybody and their mama know that your ass shot expert, man. That's what I was mad at. I was like, damn, just be humble, man. You know. Yo, I shot expert, son. Yeah, take that motherfucker. He was bragging his ass off, y'all. Don't let it fool you. Yeah, he shook my hand, my ass. That motherfucker got off bragging his butt off.
Oh man, did I ever brag, man? Did I ever? But I mean, that was my whole persona, though. That's all I was doing. It was all this veneer, the veneer, But what happened after that was my status in basic changed because the captain, our CO, the commanding officer, he came through at that, and they're congratulating everybody there. Or they all experts come to the front of the formation. And we all came up, and I got to pop my collar. This is the first of many of those formations I had throughout my short two-year, 9-month Army stint. But this is the first one, and they make you turn around. Like you come up and you're facing them, and then they make you turn around so everybody can see you. And then they're like, yo, and he said, Echo Company, we were Echo 4-3. He was Echo Company. He said, I want you to look at the 10, or was it 9 or whatever? The 9 best soldiers in the company. You give them respect. He called us the Elite 9 or something.
Right.
And after that, anytime he came to and I think I was the only black dude, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think you were. Yeah.
I think I was the only brother. Yeah, right. I think I was the only brother. So obviously I'm going to stick out. And whenever he came to visit us during training after that, he would pull me out of the training and talk to me. They gave us, it wasn't just me, whoever was in that Elite 9. He would pull us out because we get a rest and you get to chill with the CO, and it's a status thing.
Wasn't that Captain Pringle?
Sergeants.
Wasn't that Captain Pringle?
Yeah, that was his name. I remember his
that
name.
Brother could do one-hand push-ups, man.
No. Okay, wait. No, that wasn't him because it was a white dude.
Oh, okay.
But there was
whoever Captain Pringle,
there was a Captain Pringle because I remember his name on my orders.
Right.
But our CO was a white dude.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I'm thinking the company commander, Captain Pringle.
No, I know the company commander was white. Maybe he was the XO.
There you go. Yeah, XO.
I remember him. Yeah, he was the XO. He had to be because it was a white dude. And every time he came, because Pringle, he didn't talk to me. He never, because I was trouble. He didn't talk. He never talked to me. But the white boy, whenever he came, he would pull me out. And I remembered I got pulled out one time, and I looked at Terry, old man, and he was livid. Because I'm going to talk to the CO. He actually sits back like chilling, like, yeah, he wants to talk to you. He wants to get to know you. He's asking me about where I came up, we kick it for like 10 minutes. Maybe like 5 minutes. And that's everything during training. And then you get to go and you go back in and everybody's seeing you was talking to the CO like you was a man and shit. And me, I'm running with the ball like, yeah, nigga, that's right. And even nigga, we didn't even say nigga back in the 80s, 90s. Remember that? You said nigga.
Everybody was on brother tip.
Yeah. But okay, so yeah, after that, like I said, everything changed for me because I started cleaning up, and I remember people started speaking to me. I started acting like a civilized person. Up until that time, I maybe not. I started before that, but that's when everybody started taking note. It was that and that situation that night when Asuncion. After that, Asuncion pulled us out at 1 a.m. and had me do push-ups in front of the door, and then release the formations. Everybody had to be back in bed in 5 minutes, and everybody literally had to run all over me. Literally, I was in front of the steps, and some of them white boys were taking kicks at me. And I remember thinking, I'm gonna beat. I saw 1 or 2 of them. I'm gonna beat his ass.
Yeah.
He came and told me, he was like, "You have to let them do that. That's you took kicks at them." He was teaching me. He was teaching me to be a man. He was teaching me to be responsible, take accountability. Nigga, you was sitting around here doing nothing. You think that's okay? You know what I'm saying? You was bringing down the morale, blah, 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 blah. And
Yeah.
I didn't see none of that, man. I didn't see none of that. You know, all I saw was me, 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 me. You know?
Right.
Yeah. Anything you want to say?
No, I just reflecting back on the marksmanship thing, man. Like you said earlier, I you know, I did my time, short stint reserve in the Army, and I had already had my mindset I was going to join the Marine Corps. So I know I went to Marine Corps when we first, just a little back, we graduated. Sev, as I called him then, he graduated PFC after skating through boot camp, doing as little as possible, shot expert on the rifle range after, you know, shooting, you know, killing the dirt and pour a little Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, and then shoot expert. Had a nice little MOS because we, you know, we linked back up when we went to Virginia. I joined the Marine Corps. I said, you know what? I'm graduating PFC. I was a squad leader. Graduated PFC because of that. And I say when I went to the range, that's when I really, I mean, I laser focused there. I said, yeah, I'm gonna show Howard's ass. I shot expert, and I did not only that, I shot expert for 20 years in the Marine Corps. I was like, yeah, fuck you, Howard. I shot as expert in the Marine Corps, baby.
And I'm, yo, you have no idea how good that makes me feel. I really feel good that I had a positive impact on you. Yo, all the positive impact you had on me, I never knew this until right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I did have a positive impact, even though it wasn't me, it was the spirit. But
it was, man. I was like, yeah, I shot in the hottest of the hot. Okinawa, it was straight pavement. You had to get down on our knees, and it was hard. Shot in, you know, below zero. I'm shooting expert. I ain't never letting Howard, you know, I was shooting hard at him every chance.
They called me Howard back then. Everybody, Amaru he's talking about me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, man, yeah. But like I said, that sets up, like I said, from that moment on, that sets up everything. And just to go on what he said, yeah, from that moment on, man, I was gold, man. And I mean, I still was messing up. I did a lot of strange things. Oh, I forgot to plug my damn computer in. I did a lot more strange things. We're not going to get to cover all of them. They're in the book though. But the one thing I do want to say is, confidence and self-esteem, man, you can't get away from that. From that moment, I maxed everything I did.
Yep.
And at the end of the cycle, my squad leader, who was a clan member's son, who we were going to face off and fight coming in, now we had gotten so much respect for each other after we had to do bivouac, which we had to camp for 3 or 4 days together. We got to know each other, realized it wasn't what we thought. He came and told me, he said, you are the soldier of the cycle. They had an MVP, most valuable, they call it the soldier of the cycle. And they tally up all the points. And he said, you are number one, but they didn't give it to me. And I'll start that in the next session. We got a break right here. We're going to be right back. All right. So this
less than a minute.
Yeah. So let's we're going to be right back. All right. So come back on.
Okay.
1 minute.